Hi, Mart here, and welcome back to another episode of Draw Every Day. Before I start, a little update on the live stream. Don't forget to vote for the time of the live stream. The live stream will be on 27th of May. It's a next Saturday. The link for the poll, for the voting on a time, is in the description below. And the theme of the stream will be color and coloring in Krita. So if you're interested in that, just go there. So let's move to the video. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about painting skin and doing the color of the skin. And I start with the biggest lie you probably heard in your life when it comes to painting and art. And that's skin color. Because skin color doesn't exist, there is nothing like actual skin color. And this also applies to everything else because nothing in the real world has actually single color in it, which is, I know, kind of crazy, but it's like that. Because everything reflects some light, and by the light reflection from the other part of the, environment, you get different colors on you. And with the skin, it's even more crazy because skin is translucent, which means that light can actually go through it. And there's some kind of subsurface scattering of the light, and that can create some different colors and, for example, reflect some blood veins and stuff like that. And that can create really, really weird shades of colors on your skin. For example, the colors that are really common on skin are greens, grays, blues, reds, purples, browns, all these different weird colors you can all find on skin, which can be kind of confusing when you have to actually pick up the colors for the skin. But if you actually think about it, it makes sense because all these colors are in the light, and the way how the light is reflecting from your skin, some kind of color has to show up. And it's probably not the single color because of the subsurface scattering and the environment around the person. So I think it makes kind of sense. Now I will show you a few little tips about skin coloring. The first one is pick up basic color. I know I said that there's nothing like a skin color, but you still need some kind of foundation to work with. Because colors are only colors with relations to other colors. So you need some kind of relation color. Now, some basic color to start with. That's why I changed the background of my image to this darker, brownish color to create some kind of foundation and some starting point. I'm always talking about starting points, another one. And with this, you start layering your colors. First, you have to figure it out what kind of lighting is around and what the actually tone of the skin is. If it's pale or dark skin, or if it's something between that, if it's reflecting something, or if the person is more robust or skinny, all these things affect the color. So, the first I wanted to do in this one is to do a really pale lady that's sitting there. I took like a reference photo just for the sitting part, not the colors. I can't really show you the reference photo because there's nudity in it and I don't think that it would be good for the channel. But anyway, it's a photo from Sketch Daily, you can find it there. So I picked a pale color, the super light skin, because in this skin color, there are like the biggest variety of colors in it. Lights and environment affect this tone so much and this type of skin so much that it's super nice for learning the colors around it, because there are like these different variety and everything is actually visible there really well. So usually in the pale skins there are a lot of greens and blues and reds in the shadows, because it's like blood is showing up through the scattering. And with this, I'm just trying to do this, kind of skinnier person with a little belly, showing some reflections and do really this like even extreme colors and trying to go crazy with it. with this, I wanted to show you that it's actually, you know, how I said in the beginning, there's nothing in the real world that has just one color. Even like I don't know, for example, black plastic, it has so many colors in it. So pay attention to this and try to actually isolate these colors and find them in a real objects in the real world. And that could help you to kind of get better at coloring as well. Another thing I want to talk about is darker skin tones. In a darker skin, like mine, for example, I'm not really a pale person, I'm like kind of above average. And in my skins, they are starting showing up the purples and, you know, going up a little bit. And that's because, you know, the red color from the veins and everything is actually combining with my skin tone and darkening the red color and making it more purple. And there, like, the major color now is purple there when you come to actually like reflections and shadows and stuff like that. So this is where we go in this, I know, darker a little bit. And when you go full dark, the purple is going even more there. And then you have browns and really dark purples and even yellows sometimes. And you have to kind of, you know, work this and practice this a lot to get better with coloring. But I think if you actually understand that there is more colors and you will actually try these colors and try to look at your skin, how it works with different environments, different light settings, that you will actually find the best way how to color your skin or other like skins, let's call it this way, or other objects in real life. The painting I've did, I know it's not perfect, but I want to try to exaggerate these colors to show you how different colors can actually work together, even if, like, you know, green and blue and reds and purples shouldn't probably work together well. But if you're like really looking at your saturation and you are really down with saturation on specific colors, you can combine them. Because if you see the greens and the blues are really low saturated, that means they are almost gray. And if something is almost gray, you can pretty much combine it with any color and it will look good. But don't put too many grays next to each other because that will make a muddy picture. Yeah, it's kind of try and error with these, but I think if you're gonna practice the painting skin and, you know, other coloring, I think you're gonna figure it out pretty quickly, and I think you will be able to create some awesome pictures with awesome coloring and lights. This whole painting took me about 58 minutes, I think. Yeah, and I know I could go really more details, and there are some mistakes in anatomy, like sitting person, but you know, it's not really about showing up the anatomy, it's about showing up the skin tones and the colors. Anyway, I hope you find this video helpful. Thanks for watching and see you tomorrow.